I know upon your Dragon Ball travels you've seen this picture. Or this one. And don't lie to me, I know you've seen this one. Minus the black sensor bar, of course. Well, this is the story behind these pictures. And trust me, this wasn't easy.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
Before I begin, I was invited by the creator of Dragon Ball Rebirth to join the official Dragon Ball fan manga Discord, and he gave me the link so you guys can go ahead and join us as well. There are tons of creators on there with all different types of Dragon Ball fan manga, and I know you guys are enjoying the Dragon Ball fan manga. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description below. It's going to be the top comment. And it's on the community tab, so you guys can go ahead and join and enjoy. So this is by far one of the hardest Dragon Ball fan things that I've ever covered, because it's not a fan manga per se. It's a fan manga in the sense that there are pictures accompanying it, but this is the story of Hanasia that I was talking to you guys about in my last video. There are two stories. This is sort of a spin-off on the original one for Dragon Ball Multiverse, and then there is this one. This one is more of a fanfic story with pictures thrown throughout, and that's where you see a lot of these pictures that you've probably been seeing in Google Images or on DeviantArt just randomly, and you're wondering, alright, who is this sexy ass Saiyan and how do I find out her story? Well, her name is Hanasia, and she is a character that is the queen of all Saiyans back in the earliest moments of Saiyans, when they were just tribes on planet Plant alongside the Tuffle. There was an event that happened thousands of years ago where the Tuffles recorded a Saiyan in a village that turned into a being with unimaginable power, and this was a Super Saiyan. As time went on, the Tuffles became even more advanced, and the Saiyans on the planet stayed about the same. They were extremely primitive. Hanasia gets discovered as a powerful warrior when a elite Saiyan warrior goes to her village and challenges her father, who is the chief. Inevitably, Hanasia ends up fighting this warrior, and she overpowers him, and he ends up training her and building up her power. And eventually Hanasia's power grows to the extent where she becomes a Super Saiyan and ends up fighting a warrior with similar power but far crazier and far more Broly-like. This guy's name is Romanesco, and his power is far greater than Hanasia's, but she is still in the fight trying to take this dude down. Eventually though, overwhelmed, she gets help from the most unlikely place, and that is the Universe 7 Supreme Kai and Kibito. They end up healing Hanasia as best they can, and they try to take down this immense monster. Kibito and Supreme Kai end up pushing this Saiyan into a star, and he dies almost on impact as his transformation leaves him and he goes back to being just a normal Saiyan. The Kais ended up leaving, and there was a moment of calmness on the planet up until the demons ended up showing up. Lord Chilled arrives on planet Plant and ends up starting his own crusade against the Saiyans, killing them one by one. Of course, Hanasia, being the only powerful Saiyan left, couldn't stand the thought of not engaging this creature, and so she ends up facing off against Lord Chilled, inevitably breaking his neck and overwhelming his power. This was a defeat that the demon race could not withstand, and the emperor of this race, Emperor Blizzard, decided to mobilize his entire forces and hone in on planet Plant, bringing this civilization to heal. Before the invasion, Hanasia was seen as a hero on the planet to Tuffles and Saiyans, inevitably became the queen of all Saiyans. Once Emperor Blizzard's forces arrive on planet Plan, that's really when the story starts kicking itself into high gear. They invade the planet. There is a huge battle between the Saiyan forces, the Tuffles, and the demon army, and Hanasia has to cut through the high-ranking demon captains and their lieutenants, ultimately alone for the most part, because she is the most powerful weapon on the planet, being the only Super Saiyan. And this leads her to one of her greatest battles with one of the strongest generals that the forces of the demon realm had to offer, and that is Ice Kurima. Her Super Saiyan form proved to be far stronger than Ice Kurima's final form, and she inevitably defeated him, as well as her second, Chatterton. And that's exactly where I'm going to leave you guys at today. There is a lot to delve into. There are 40 plus pages of this story, so I would recommend you guys check this out if you really are in the mood for reading a fanfic, because it's got a lot here. And if this video gets over 200 likes, then I'll start covering some of the stuff individually and focus more on that, because there is a lot to go on. I give you guys basically the gist of what's going on in the manga, and read it for yourselves if you guys are really interested. But I'm going to leave a link in the description below, so go ahead and check it out for that manga and judge for yourselves exactly how good the story is on its own. And I want to know, which version of Hanasia do you guys like better? Do you guys like the first one better that I had yesterday with the official Dragon Ball Multiverse manga? Or do you guys like this version better, the more prehistoric Hanasia? Let me know in the comment section below. Modern Hanasia or prehistoric Hanasia? This is going to be Blackscape, signing off.